What was it like your first time performing live?
Ooh. Do you want like the first time performing one of my songs live or like performing live in general?
Both.
Okay, performing live in general, when I think about like the first time I like sang a song in front of a whole people is during a revival, and you were part of this revival also. And
I was.
and someone said right before we went out, they're like, there's 1,000 people in the audience. And I was like, holy crap. And then
Yeah.
they're like, there's also like 1,000 people on live right now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. And I went out and I led a song and I did it. And I don't know how I did it. Well, actually, it was probably by the grace of God that I did it. But I couldn't breathe the whole time. But then like performing like one of my songs like for the first time ever was actually back to my grandparents' church where I used to sing I Can Only Imagine.
Okay.
And I sang Wildflowers there. And it felt great it was kind of like going back to my roots of like,
Right.
This is where I started and this is where I'm going to sing my song for the first time.
Nice.
And it was great. And my friend's little boys brought me a bouquet of wildflowers.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know. I almost cried. They walked in. They were like, "We're proud of you, Ashton." And
It's
handed me
almost
the
like a
bouquet.
Hallmark movie now.
I know. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I love you all so much."
Oh, man.
There you go. When's yours?
I honestly don't remember.
Perfect.
I've just always sang in
You've
front of
just always been
people.
doing it, so it's like your first time. It's
I
like kind of
don't.
blended
That's what
in
I'm
with the
saying.
memories.
Like that's like growing up in church and that kind of stuff. Like I remember singing up in front of church and everything. And as I sang in front of church, then I got to middle school and sang in chorus, and then chorus led to show choir in high school, and then that led to singing in college. So like, I mean, I've literally just always sang in front of people.
You've always been a performer.
So I've never, I truthfully have not experienced like the nerves or like first, well, like the nerves of like first starting to sing out with people, because by the time that like I was at an age where I like be like, okay, I have to do this, like I was already comfortable doing it. So I never, I mean, as a kid, I don't feel like kids ever have nerves. Like they just go full throttle with everything and be like, hey, this is what you're about to do. Like, deal, sign me up.
Yeah.
So like by the time that I got to the point of like, oh, now people have like opinions and thoughts. Like I like start as like a teenager, you start thinking those things like, what do people think about me?
Yeah.
When I got up to sing, I never like those things didn't come across my mind.
Right.